few months ago, my friend and I were walking through the woods. There, we discovered something that was never meant to be discovered. We discovered magic. Stupidly, instinctively, I uploaded the evidence onto YouTube. That was the biggest mistake I have ever made. It became the spark that sent the nation, the world, on fire. Before I knew it, the entire situation got out of hand. No one to hold its reins. It was the wildfire that began to consume the world.
Gotta post on YouTube and all that stuff.
Oh my.
Because that's just what we do.
Fashion model right here.
You're such a freak.
Okay, one day I'm going to be on America's Next Top Model.
Do you see that guy?
God,
Here,
oh wait.
get behind here. What the heck? What is he wearing?
God.
Red
Those
is so...
capes.
What?
Losers.
What do they say? What's a snitch?
No idea.
What's a Gryffindor? Awful. What?
About 1,000 more times the Hufflepuff.
What is wrong with that?
Sucked this year. That's all I have to say. Expelliarmus! God! Stephen Fly!
Oh my god!
Yeah.
What the?
Hufflepuff.
What? What the heck was that? Oh crap, I saw this. What?
Oh God. Those two young wizards made a slip-up of the century. By the end of the weekend, my video had 10 million hits and climbing. To this day, I wonder why it is that everyone believed it. People tend to trust in information if it's spread widely enough. But this eventually led to... There were wizards out there. I just shown that. So what proof was there that there was another next door or across the street? The paranoia gradually escalated to a level of panic. There were more critics of the video than believers. However, some people were honestly, seriously fearful of this possibility. Two sisters named Caitlin and Megan Day decided to check that their neighbors weren't sorcerers. They walked through the streets of their town, Audrey sent each catchpole, investigating for signs of magic. That's when they came across Lovegood's house. The sisters took videos of the odd things they found. This was called the Day Lovegood Invasion.
I'm not exactly sure. That's the chocolate frogs, pumpkin pasties. Oh, where did you go?
I'm right here.
No. The blanket. No.
The videos were all over the internet, and more people throughout the world began investigating for themselves. Eventually, fueled by the findings of others, a vast majority of internet users believed in wizards and witches. They became outraged and panicked because they didn't know the extent of magic or the capabilities of wizards. Overreacting and making assumptions, the internet was soon filled to the brim with ridiculous stories, theories, and slurs. If only it stopped there, some believers, they call themselves Baladists, appealed to the government. They wanted a full-fledged, government-supported hunt of witches and wizards. In England, the suggestion managed to make its way up to the Prime Minister, Mr. Antonio Dare, who rejected it almost immediately. His snap decision was very unusual, but the vast majority of the public disregarded it. Despite their failure at convincing the government of their side, the Baladists began to take the extremist route and hunt down the witches and wizards on their own. They gathered supporters and turned civilians against these magical people, with rallies, speeches, and other propaganda. They urged people to take the matter into their own hands. Then this video surfaced.
So, I'm in the Prime Minister's office, and I'm supposed to be sweeping, but I don't feel like it. I made a statement!
Hello there, Senior Undersecretary to the Minister for Magic here. Mr. Kingsley would like to...
The country now knew that their own prime minister had formed ties with magic. The person in the moving portrait worked for the Minister of Magic, who led the magical world. This enraged them, and even more people joined the Validus movement, because they felt that wizards were infiltrating everything. They believed that they could no longer trust their government. The government tried to defend themselves against the critical eyes of the public, especially Prime Minister Dare, because he was in danger of being kicked out of office.
But I know my word is not enough. Peace and promise cannot be made by only one himself. To speak a few words on behalf of the magical community, I welcome Ms. Hermione Granger to the podium.
Thank you, Mr. Dare. My name is Hermione Granger, and I belong to the magical community. We realize and understand the uncertainty and paranoia that the British Muggle population must be feeling. However, there is no need to worry. The magical community does not intend or even desire to interfere with Muggle proceedings. We wish to keep our world separate and peaceful. Our presence should not frighten you, and as far as it concerns you, we will remain out of sight. We are a peace-loving and well-wishing people, and do not aim to harm you. Thank you.
Because of this broadcast, many civilians who would have sided with the Validus became conflicted. They were, of course, afraid of the wizards and their unknown power. On the other hand, the wizards had rarely used that power against them yet. Some of the chaos calmed down for a time. Then came Lucius Malfoy. Malfoy started a group called the Thaumaturges. They were angered by the assumptions made against wizards, to the point where they wanted revenge. They went out wreaking havoc on Muggle families and communities. One Muggle managed to capture them on camera.
Holy crap.
Show, Miss Valerie Victorian. So, what was your reaction when you first heard about the home explosion?
I was very horrified, but to tell you the truth, I wasn't surprised. The Validus and we the Validus have been warning the government and public for a long time that these wizards are dangerous. They're too much part of society.
I see. Well, the government did admit that they have had ties with the wizarding world, but they also admitted that the wizards are harmless. What do you feel?
Absolute nonsense. I mean, I'm sorry, absolute nonsense. These people are the same ones who have been unleashing unprovoked attacks on an innocent civilian. I mean, this is, the civilian was one of our own. This is completely, they tried hiding something that they did wrong, and for what? These people?
I see. Well, do you feel like there's going to be another attack coming?
Yes, definitely there is. These wizards are naturally frustrated people who've been living in hiding for a long time, and they'll come out and they'll do anything to overthrow us.
How do you feel like we should react to that?
It's time that the Validus and the public and government get together and rise against these people. This is our war, this is our battle. Our kin should go against their kin. That's it.
I see. Well, thank you very much, Miss Valerie Victorian.
Thank you.
Just a few short hours after the Validus interview aired, the Caesar Shore headquarters received an ominous tape from an unknown source.
You Validus don't know what you're getting yourselves into. Hi, my name is Narcissa Malfoy, and I am a thaumaturgist. You stupid muggles really think you'll wipe us out? Fools. We are the superior race here. We've been living peacefully and quietly with you for your own protection for as long as anyone knows. But if you're coming after us, we will not take it lying down. Yes, we blew up a house. That's just what you people need. Remember that there are no limits to our power. And we are on the defensive. You caused this. You came after us. Now face your consequences.